Here's the entry at Camp Seeley to Heart Rock Trail. If you came in from Silverwood Lake, you'd be coming this way from that side. There is some parking in the area over here. Currently, between May 26 and June 6 of 2025, the road construction is occupying that parking area. But you can still park a little ways beyond the construction. Then you'd come in here. Camp Seeley campground is currently closed. So and here is Seeley Creek. Right now the parking lot is being used for construction equipment for the highway, and so it's blocking the public parking area for the trail. This is the beginning of the Heart Rock Seeley Creek Trail. Heart Rock. And you will need to be prepared to walk across the river or little creek over here by the main roadway. The entry to the trail is right at Seeley Creek campground area. When it's really hot down in the desert or down in the valleys, this is a nice cool area to come and take a break. Very soon after crossing the creek, the trail begins on the right, and it winds its way down into this canyon. It follows the creek And it steps away just briefly, but for the most part it parallels the creek. Here you'll see the gated entry to the dirt trail. If you make a mistake and you stay on the paved road, you'll end up at the water treatment facility at a dead end. As the trail begins here, you will see bridge which cuts across to Seeley Creek Campground. Here you'll see a pool which is part of the campground, restricted access. It's the end of May 2025. There seems to be quite a few lizards out sunbathing on the rocks. You'll see a lot of granite boulders, one of which I'm standing on, that follow all the way along Seeley Creek, all the way down to Heart Rock and Heart Rock Waterfall. You will need to navigate some rocks and tree branches along the pathway that do stick up. You got to watch out so you don't trip. like that. A little bit of mud from the water flow along the pathway here. The scattered granite boulders that tumble down from the hillsides all collect there at the bottom of the creek. Looks like a small sandy area along the creek that people probably use to hang out. Like there's more than one way to go around that boulder. This is the area where I mentioned that if you stayed on the paved road, you could divert right up there and come down here and reconnect with the dirt trail. In the springtime, doesn't look like you get a lot of view with the growth of the trees. You'll see the marker on the rock where the viewpoint is for Heart Rock. This is a steep pathway, but there is a trail that loops around and winds around and down below. And so here's where you can see part of the Heart Rock, but there's a few other viewpoints we'll take a look at from a different perspective where you may get a better view. As you reach Heart Rock, as I mentioned, there's several ways you can get to the nice viewing points. Steeper viewing area, or the steeper way to reach the viewing areas here. But if you continue, at least in May of 2025, past this fallen tree, and then take a right. This pathway, just past this other tree, there's a much easier pathway to reach the same viewing area. This is an area now where you want to really watch your step, because there's a lot of granite boulders in the area and a lot of steep drop-offs. You reach the same viewing area. This was the steep route here. There's another area down below. If you continued straight, it drops down a ridge, and there's a little fallen tree and rocks. And one of the better viewpoints is kind of off to the left, around the rock that I'm standing near. You see the heart on top of the rock there. And from here, you can see the natural heart formation in the granite. Just beyond the viewpoint for Heart Rock, you come towards the tree here, step around, you see the creek comes down right in this area here. It's a little bit of a steep climb. The Heart Rock viewing area is here, but if you continue straight and to the left, you'll wind your way down this little steep canyon to the creek. This pathway is probably steeper than it appears on camera, so you've got to watch your steps coming down. If you wanted to come down to the creek, there's a few other areas by the viewing point, but right here there's also another area where you can drop down, and it may also be steep, but it might not be as slippery as this little pathway is. I came over to the side here where there's some branches and rocks that you get some traction points at. And you'll see the creek is dammed up and created this little pool area here by some granite rock fallen and combination of tree branches and trees. Right at the Heart Rock area of the creek, you'll see this is one of the little pathways that connect to the paved road. Sometimes there can be quite a few mosquitoes down there. So if you wanted to take the paved road, you can. Just know that you can't drive in to this point. You have to hike in. It's the only way in. Here's the gate at the entry or exit of the paved roadway. So here's where the trail started, on the dirt pathway, and we came out on the paved route. You can either head out back to the parking area on the paved roadway, or you could take this pathway straight on out next to the creek.